We welcome to the third episode of Wellness Session for COVID Warriors. Today's topic of discussion is strategizing professional life. To enlighten us on this topic, we welcome Dr. Deepak T.S., who is head of the department and chief of intensive care, the Department of Critical Care from MS Ramaya Medical College and Hospitals, Bengaluru. Sir has done his MD, FRCP, EDIC, FCCM, FCCP, and he's basically trained in UK and Europe in critical care medicine. He has vast experience of more than 16 years in critical care, and he has published many articles in national and international journals. He has served in an Indian Air Force. We warm welcome you, sir, for this session. In spite of your busy schedule, you have agreed to give your time for our all COVID warriors. Thank you. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure. No, in fact, that's a nice wordings, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So, first of all, let me introduce, as Madam said, I work in the forefront of the present pandemic. So, as we all know that it is a most important crisis for an human, you can say that a mankind per se, because nobody has heard about this virus earlier. Now we are facing this. And one of the most important thing is that it is literally like a war. So at least in war, we all know that there is a enemy in front of you, but here enemy is invisible. So it is very difficult, and it is where you are fighting. And many times what happens when you are fighting a war like this, it is more of a paranoid situation which will be created, not only in healthcare workers as well as in a society.
Okay. My
So
first
it is
question.
really a stressful thing. So, but how to cope with it? So this is the most important crisis. Now, as we all know that it is causing a lot of mental and emotional challenges to all the mankind. How to cope with it? As a COVID warrior, we were the forefront. So most important is, first thing is that you should motivate yourself. So because God has given an opportunity to serve the mankind, that is the way you have to develop. And this is like a war. As we all know that recently the China war has occurred. So the border dispute, how they protected us. Same way as a COVID warrior, I feel it is my this one that God has given an opportunity to fight. Once we motivate, it gives a lot of positive energy. I believe in positive energy. The reason is I have seen a lot of cases of this. And in 2009, I'm sure you are all aware that there was epidemic of H1N1. But unfortunately, that time the infectivity was less, but the mortality rate pertain when compared to this one was very, very high. The mortality initially was ranging between 30 to 40%, whereas here it is just less than 3%. So there we were not prepared, but we faced it. So and mental stress was very less that time, but now the mental stress is more because the awareness has increased, and plus most important is TV channels, they bombarding every day. It create panic situation. So this is where the mental preparation is very important. Next is, once you are positive, it gives a lot of positivity. Yes, I am the forefront, I have to fight. If I am not there, so who else? So that's the first most important thing for anybody when you go for facing this. Next is plan. Planning is very important. As we are all know that this is there for last more than 6 months. So to face this, you have to plan yourself, strategize yourself. You cannot fight this war alone. You have to prepare. You have to have a team. So always this fight is in a team. In our institute, what we have done is, as soon as the pandemic has situated, arised, we started training. In fact, I've started training our people, especially the nursing staff and all, in month of January itself. I'm proud to say that we were one of the institutes, we were ready by end of February. All the training of every nursing and the class 4 workers has been done. How to deal with it, first. And second is prepare. So you have to have, because the infectivity rate, when it is very high, you have to segregate. You can't mix both the things. So first is preparation, planning. Then training, retraining. And what happened is after the February, the rate has come down. In Bangalore, the rate was less, and people thought that it will come under control, but it is not so. What we re-insisted is every month training, retraining. In this, most important is doffing and donning, that wearing of the PPE. That was very essential. So we started creating that doffing, donning, training, retraining, training, retraining. We made the entry of each one who was preparing. So in a nutshell, we were prepared for it. Once you mentally prepared, once your army is ready, it is easy to face this. Next is, one is preparation. Second is segregation of cases. If infectivity enters and if it spread to the entire hospital, you cannot separate, and the whole hospital has to be shut. So like a war, once it is means everywhere it will spread. Instead of that, segregate, make a battle zone where you will be fighting. Like that, we created a separate hospital for this. We created an all-round barrier so that it won't spread. Next is, if in case, if it worse comes, what needs to be done? We have strategized in such a way, we have initially created with 200 beds, then can be scaled up to 500 beds. Right now, somewhere around 500, we are scaling up to 500. This is how we categorize that. Now, as a COVID warrior, how do I teach my team is, first is motivate, second is good health. Health is, you should be positive energy, at the same time your health should be very important. So third is regular exercises. This creates lot of positivity among us. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಿದ್ರೆ is most important. If you don't sleep well, naturally the whatever the stress hormones will go up very high. So especially when a pandemic situation, the hormone level, stress hormones level increases. This will be countered by your regular exercise. If you do a regular exercise, there is what is called as an endorphins, which will be released. So these are called as happy hormones, which makes you feel happy, which will counters this stress hormones. So it maintains that positivity. So this is second. Third is family. So when you start preparing your forefront, at the same time, we are all in family bond, especially as an Indian. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಆನ್ಸರಬಲ್ ಟು ದೆಮ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. ಹೌ ಟು ಕೋಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್? We have to prepare them from the day one only. The situation comes where we have to go forward, we have to face it, and there is some amount of repercussion will be there on you people also. How to cope? We have to prepare them. And the last most important is social education. Now in this, especially in COVID, the panic situation is so much that people, even if they touch something, they start wiping. It's become like more of an OCD, what we call as obsessive compulsive disorder. So much paranoid it has occurred. You should be cautious, but you cannot become paranoid. But as all I've said, three things has to be maintained. Once we maintain that, so we can able to face this challenge. Third is in fact, every day there are few positive things everybody has to read. When I climb to my ICU, there is a quotation which has been written. Very nice quotation, which almost for last 15 years I am reading that every day I read whenever I come to hospital. The quote says that no key maker makes a lock without a key. So like that, whenever there is a problem, there will be always a solution. Even in this is a problem, the solution will come. Till the solution comes, we have to fight. What is the solution right now is, one is either a herd immunity or a proper antiviral or a vaccine. Hopefully, vaccine will come. Till then, we need to fight. We have to hold them. Once the virus will be hold, it will be relatively come under control. Third, and prepare mentally. So as we said earlier also, what we have seen pandemics, all pandemics usually last about 6 to 8 months. If we fight this pandemic for 6 to 8 months, emotionally, physically, psychologically, after 8 months, we will have some weapon in our armory where we can shoot this virus. Till then, we have to guard, safeguard it. And motivation, yes, you have to be positive. And myself, first is I have to motivate myself to face this. So this is one of the quotes. Or apart from that, I do read a lot of autobiographies of great people, how they have grown from scratch to achieve this level. And also few of the talks, few of the people, spiritual people who will be guiding. So once you start reading that, so your mind calms. Once you are calm, you will work as a leader, motivate your people, motivate not only, it is three-pronged effect. One is doctors, then nursing, then the class 4. And even now we have to prepare our security as well, because they are also at the forefront. How to take care of themselves at the same time, they should be more empathetic. Now the situation is arise that if the patient is positive means they will be what you call ಒಂದು ಅಸ್ಪೃಶ್ಯ ತರ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ದೂರ ಕಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು, ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗದೆ ಇರೋದು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಏನೋ ಸಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ತರ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ತರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಎಸ್, ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಸ್, ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಎಂಪಥೆಟಿಕ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಪ್ರಾಣ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೇಳ್ದಾಗೆ 95ರಿಂದ 97% ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ರಿಕವರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಏನೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. 1ರಿಂದ 3% ಮಾರ್ಟಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಆ 3%ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದಿರೋ 97%ಗೆ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ಒತ್ತಡ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಆ 97% ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕುಗ್ಗೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, this have what is called the post traumatic stress disorder. What we see post traumatic trauma admele, this is a psychological trauma. This stress will be there with them for long period of time. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನೀವು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಸೊ ದಟ್ they know that it is just like a common cold. It comes, it goes, and it doesn't have a sequel. So that is how you should. Otherwise ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಟ್ರಾಮಾ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆದಾಗ, even though they physically improve ಆದ್ರೂ, psychologically trauma will be lasting a very long lasting effect, not good for them. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. Now coming to balancing of activity in the hospital, home, society, it is the most important challenging thing. I use a term called as switch off, switch on. So ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, I completely switch off my home switch. ಮನೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನೂ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. In fact, many times my wife calls and reminds me mid. So ಈ ತರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಮರ್ತೋದ್ರಾ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Because once you are entered to the hospital, house switch should be switched off. If you have all will have problems at home as well as working, all whatever the problems you are at home, it should be switched off as soon as you leave home, so that once you enter to your work area, you're fully concentrated there, and as soon as you leave the work area, that should switch off and family should open up. That is the way to work. If you do that, you'll be at peace. But if you keep all the switches on, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು active ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ, it is the worst thing. You cannot cope. ಅದು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, and it goes haywire. So always this should be managed, switch off, switch on. ಇದು ಬೈ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ಇದು ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಸುಲಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದು ನಂದು ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೈಟಲ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೂನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೀ, ICU is a team. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವ್ ಏನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಟೀಮ್, ವಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. I have to take the entire team. Like in this COVID also, it is a teamwork which will win. It is not an individual person. So in an ICU team, ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we all support each other. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಜುಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೋ we will sit and resolve. And second is counseling. Counseling is the most important aspect. Idರಲ್ಲಿ counseling not only to the patient and to the family of patients also we take care. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ what we do is, on the morning session counseling, we spend nearly about 1.5 to 2 hours counseling about the patient condition, what is the implication, what is the plan also we tell, and we little bit predict how the outcome can occur. At the same time, we also tell that we are just doctors, we are human beings, we do our best. Ultimately, everything will be decided by the Almighty. He is the one who is a ruler. So that is, and plus, but only thing assurance we should give is we do our best. We are doing our best. Rest is almighty. We are just a players. Playmaker is he. What is written will happen. Once we start giving, the relatives also feel the same way. And the same should be implied with us also. When we go home, as I said, switch off, switch on, I have said. Same way, mane godmelo ashte. There are a lot of problems will be there. We need to allow. So we need to discuss, we need to sort out once and for all. That's how it will help in family. Now, social, yes, but socially, ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸರ್ವ್. ಬಟ್ ಬೈ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಎಸ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ್ ದನ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಲೈಟ್ಲಿ ಲೋನ್. ಐ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಟೈಮ್. ಐ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಈಚ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಕೆಲವರು ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಬಟ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್. I enjoy my exercise. Even though I work stress for a long duration of time in hospital, I spent nearly about 1.5 hours every day in the morning, my workout. So that gives a lot of energy, lot of boost. And plus, ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಕ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಗೋ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, you get lot of positive energy. Plus, as I told earlier, the happy hormones, the endorphins will be released, which will control that and also gives the whole day energy. So your day begins with that. Once you start that, that is the best thing. And eat well. Eating in time, even though in an ICU setup where we are facing so many problems, but we maintain a regular schedule. Morning breakfast, lunch, dinner, on time. On time you have to eat, because ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ನೀವ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಮಂತ್ರ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಈವನ್ ಮೈ ಟೀಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಆನ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ so that you can take care of others better. This is very important. And third is, your not only the outer, inner exercise ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಕಾಮ್ನೆಸ್. Do something which you enjoy the most. So whether it is reading, whether it is playing, whether it is listening to music, 15 minutes to 30 minutes, this has to be done every day apart from exercise. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. 15ರಿಂದ 30 ನಿಮಿಷ. ಈವನ್ ಟಿವಿ ನೋಡೋದಿದ್ರು ಫೈನ್, ಯು ವಾಚ್ ದಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾವುದು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ 15ರಿಂದ 30 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್. ಇದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡಬೇಡಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರೂ ಸರಿ, ಯಾವ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅತ್ಯಂತ, ಪೇಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಏನೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಐ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್, so that at the end of the day, when you hit the bed, you know that you have done good thing. At the same time, you are getting geared to fight again another day war. That is how you schedule yourself. And last, most important is alternatives. Yes, I am one who is always found. In fact, there are few things ಈ ತರ ಆದಾಗ, ಮೈಂಡಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆದಾಗ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ, ಯೋಗ, ಯಾರು ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ನೇಟಿವ್ ಮೆಡಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾಟಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು. ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಅವೇರ್ ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ತುಳಸಿ ಪೌಡರು ಅಥವಾ ತುಳಸಿ ಎಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಲ್ಲಿಕಾಯಿ ಎಲೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೆಲ್ಲಿಕಾಯಿ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಲ್ಲಿಕಾಯಿ ಪೌಡರು, ಇದು ಎರಡನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಅಬೌಟ್ 2 to 3 grams, ಇದೆರಡನ್ನು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೇನುತುಪ್ಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಂಟಿ ಸ್ಟೊಮಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು more than 50 years ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ lot of what you call vitamin C. At the same time, it boosts your immunity so well. So most of this, whatever the viruses which can be culled off. So that is why I insist on this. This is very important. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮೆಡಿಸನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಅಲೋಪತಿ, ಬಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರೋಪತಿಲಿದೆ, ಹರ್ಬಲ್ ಮೆಡಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಎರಡು ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ ಎರಡು ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಅಲರ್ಜಿ ಆಸ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಫೆನಾಮಿನಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಗಿವನ್. So I'm happy to suggest that ಈ ವೈರಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೈರಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಇದಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೇಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is how I brief mine. Any questions which are there, I'm happy to answer as well.
Thank you so much, sir. Almost in one shot, you gave the answers for almost all the questions. Thank you so much for sharing your time, knowledge, and experience with and guiding us not only the front line but also the non-frontline warriors. Thank you so much. I also thank Unnathi Healing Foundation to organize such a wonderful event with such a wonderful person like Dr. Deepak, who is a very busy ICU specialist. Thank you so much. And I just want to say one word. We as a healthcare professionals, we have a lot of responsibility on us. So taking care of ourselves is the most important, as guided by Dr. Deepak. Once we are strong, we can handle our stress, we can handle our emotions, we can also handle our family members, and of course, to serve our patients in much more better way. Thank you so much, sir.